Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 16 of the Tondel Titnu podcast, where we have another session of Weeb Talk. And joining the regular crew today is Twitch streamer Myrra,
Hi guys.
and also we welcome back Erica from Bouncing Board.
Hey y'all, what's poppin'? It's Erica here again.
All right, with that out of the way, Kishore, would you like to introduce what we'd be talking about today?
Right, it's just more anime as usual with the Weeb Talk series. We're just gonna continue talking about more anime, and I know you weebs out there, you like us talking about anime, so we're just delivering this for you. This is content for you weebs out there. You hear me, weebs? Okay, now let's just get into it. Okay, so what's your favorite anime that you're watching right now? Anyone have any good recommendations and shit like that? I'm gonna go first, I guess. I have
Alright.
one very controversial one. So I've been watching Redo of Healer. Hopefully you don't think less of me now, but for those of you who don't know, Redo of Healer is a really good not a really good anime. It's just fun to watch, I guess. Do you guys like know about it, or like has anyone seen it?
Tell me more.
Yeah, tell us
Nobody.
more.
Tell us more.
Yeah, Myra, do you know?
Oh, I've actually seen a couple pictures floating around. Based on the pictures, I wouldn't watch, but you do you. I don't
Okay.
watch.
So so Redo of Healer. So Redo
Explain
of Healer
why you
is
like
a-
it.
I don't like it.
Yeah,
oh,
I wanna
good
know.
God. No. I don't like it. I just think that it's
There's
fun.
only 3 episodes, by the way, guys.
Four episodes.
Oh,
Yeah,
4.
it's still going on. Yeah. So Redo of Healer is about this guy who okay, it's set in a fantasy sort of setting and stuff like that. So it's about this guy who, in a world of like heroes, he's been given the class of the healer, so he can heal other people, all of their wounds and stuff like that, or maybe their limbs like get torn off and shit like that, and then he can heal it back. But it comes with a caveat, which is like he can feel all of the injuries that are sustained by that person. So let's say if this person has like an entire eyeball just completely obliterated, right? And he heals that person, he can feel what happened to that eyeball on himself, So it's immense torture for him. And then basically he gets recruited by this kingdom to do all of this healing work. And they don't really give a shit about him. They treat him like a stray dog, and they give him drugs just to keep him alive, but just so that they can use his healing abilities. And they just completely ruin his life. And basically at the end of the first episode, what happens is he the heroes who are battling, they kind of lose this war against like a demon king, and then he steals like this gem from the demon king, and he reverses time back to a point where like he hasn't become associated with the kingdom yet, hasn't become the healer for the kingdom, and he remembers everything that has happened to him, and he wants revenge on all of them for treating him like shit and doing that to him. And it's borderline hentai. That's kind of I'm just yapping right now. I guess that's the only point that you need to know. It's basically hentai.
Amazing plot, but totally undermined by the fact that it's borderline hentai.
Yeah.
Just
No,
one
and it
fact just
doesn't
ruins the
make
whole
any
thing.
sense. No, but it doesn't make any sense, This guy, another quirk that he has is like he can, when he heals people, he kind of not steals their ability, like he can learn their abilities. Like let's say there's this one dude who can like mimic other people's appearance. So when he heals that guy, even though he feels that excruciating amount of pain, and like he feels like he wants to die, but then he gets this ability from him. Like he also can mimic this other guy's appearance. But then like it's all undermined by the fact that it's an anime. it's ridiculous. Like when he wants to try and punish the okay, I'm just gonna say this because I bet none of you are gonna watch this shit, and if you do, you're weird as shit if you like this shit. I like it because it's fun, but I don't think anyone should watch this shit. it doesn't make any sense because everything that he does, he like when he casts the healing spell, he says the word heal. So let's say like when he wants to change his appearance, he says heal, even though heal is meant to heal someone. When he like resets time in the world, he says he's healing the world. Like it doesn't make any sense. He just uses the word heal just to do like some cool shit, which the writers don't know how to write the thing, I guess. But it's not on the main character. The main problem with the show is the anime aspect, where what happens is like when he wants to exact revenge, and then he knows about like how the princess of the kingdom is going to treat him like shit and give him drugs just to sustain like his sanity and shit like that. So he steals a knight's appearance. He goes into the princess's chamber, and then like he strips her naked using his healing powers, you know, in quotation marks, healing powers. And then like he like, it's so funny, I can't. And then like he breaks the princess's finger one by one until like he breaks like he breaks two of them, and then he says like, if you don't scream until the end of like me breaking your fingers, then we'll stop and I won't hurt you anymore. And then like he starts breaking her fingers one by one, and then she's just there like crying like hell. And then like once he's done breaking all 10 fingers, then he heals her fingers and then breaks another one, and then she just screams like hell, and then she gets stripped naked. And then this dude, he himself, he strips naked. And then he takes like this metal rod, and then he places it in the fireplace, and then he tells the most iconic line in anime history. He says, okay, it's your choice. Do you want my rod or this hot rod?
Oh my god.
Yo, the writers low-key have issues.
Yeah.
They know what
This
they're
is
doing.
Yeah, this is insane. And then they proceed to, you know, not safe for work content, I guess. Yeah, that's what happens. It's so dumb. And then once he's done like doing this shit to the girl, and then he changes her appearance and wipes her entire memory. And even when he does that, he says heal. Like what? It doesn't make it heal. It doesn't make any sense. The shit that he's trying to do to her. And like in the end, like that's how the story progresses from there. By the way, his ejaculate is magical.
Oh dear god.
It has magical properties. Like
His what is
Semen,
it?
he's
Magical?
semen basically.
yeah, his semen.
Ugh.
That's new.
Yeah, I can't believe you know that there's actually streaming services in Japan that don't want to stream this shit because they say that it's
can see
hentai
why.
and it's not an anime.
It does sound
This-
like hentai, no? I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you know how anime is like normally
You know
premiered
what
on
it's
Japanese
like?
TV?
It's kind of like if it sounds like it started out as a hentai, but then the hentai plot got too good, so they made it into an anime.
Yeah, they're like,
You
we
know?
can't miss out on this.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's so one-dimensional. All the characters and stuff like that, they're all one-dimensional, so it doesn't really make sense for them. It should have just stayed as a hentai.
So-
I guess.
The
The main
opposite of
character,
ReZero,
low-key,
essentially.
the main character Loki sounds like he could be like a cult leader or something, you know, with his healing properties.
Yeah, he sets out to like find like in the third episode, he buys a slave, and the slave is like this
Oh
furry,
god.
this furry lady, and then like the furry lady wants to get revenge over the humans that overrun her village and captured all of the other furries. So like for her to get extra strength, she gains the semen of this main character. Just to get
no.
more powerful. It's so messed up. What the hell, man? Now
I guess
I'm
it's
saying
time-
it out loud and I realize how stupid this plot actually is.
You gonna stop watching it then?
And no. I like it. It's fun. It's actually fun. Like I like to see how stupid these scenes are getting. Like how ridiculous of a spin can they spin this revenge plot, you know? I just want to see how far they're gonna go with this shit. That's why I'm watching it. Any thoughts, anyone?
I'll pass. I'll pass.
Okay, so you wouldn't recommend it to anyone, but you do enjoy
I
watching
would
it.
know. Like, okay, who I don't enjoy it. let me make this clear. I don't enjoy watching it. I just think that it's fun. I don't like it. I just like to see how stupid the shit can get.
Sure, you do, Kishore. Sure, you do.
So like ironically
Oh
watching
god, God. Here we go.
It sounds like a guilty pleasure, not gonna lie.
It sounds yeah, it does sound like a guilty pleasure, I guess. But like, I wouldn't recommend anyone to watch it. But if you wanna see something that's just so dumb, and also like part anime, I guess you can watch it if you want to. But just it's bad. Just know that, I guess. It's just so ridiculous, the subplot of the story, and that's why it's becoming more and more hyped, I guess. It's just how stupid the shit is. Like Germany literally banned all of the anime streaming services from airing that shit. That's how bad, that's how controversial this shit has become. I mean, it makes sense. Like the debate about this, like why does it have to be not adopted by these streaming services? Because it's the argument between, are you streaming anime or are you streaming hentai, which is like the main
Best of
point
both
that they're using
worlds.
against this. Yeah.
It's a
So, like,
crossover.
yeah, that's why it's called the anime. Okay, let's move on to the next one. This is we start off with a trash anime. Any other good ones?
Honestly, do you guys have any suggestions? My mind is blank right now.
So I'm currently watching this anime. Okay, and it's similar to Kisho. Okay, not similar to Kisho, but in the same vein. This anime has also been judged as like just brushed off as something that it's not. When I first heard about it, I brushed it off too, thinking that it's not much. So the anime I'm currently watching is Beastars, and at first when like my
Oh my
friend suggested
God.
it to me, yeah, people were just like, yeah,
Okay.
people were like, are you?
Yeah, I've heard
First
about
thought
it.
is like, is this like a furry show or something? You know what's going on? So I just brushed it off as that. I didn't look much into it. But I ran out of Netflix shows to watch, and I turned on Beastars, and it's so good. It's so thought provoking and very political, despite the way it looks. Yeah. Okay, I do recommend
I
this
love
to
you get
people.
anxiety seeing like thirst traps of like Beastars characters on TikTok.
Oh yeah, and
What
Legoshi.
else?
It's so conflicting just watching this show. At the same time, it's like Legoshi is a really sweet guy. Then at the same time, Legoshi is a freaking animal, Myra.
Bestiality.
Oh Jesus Christ! But
Oh my
yeah, it's
God.
good anime.
I have a question, Myra. You talk about it being like very political. Like, can you give us like a small
Yeah,
gist
give
of
like
what
a
it is?
rundown.
Is it like
What it
Zootopia kind
is.
of?
Don't spoil
Mhm.
anything that you think is relevant
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
story.
All right.
Just
Like, I
bullet
so,
spoil
points,
Video
if
of
you
Healer
will.
because it's trash. Like no one's gonna watch it. But if you
Oh,
think
okay.
that people are gonna watch this, don't spoil too much, I guess.
Yeah, okay. I'll keep that in mind. So imagine a world where there are only two races. Okay,
Mhm.
imagine that. It's a very conflicting world, a very okay.
Sounds very
So
black and white.
essentially, yeah, it's very black
Yeah.
and white. So it's a
Eldian
world in
Malian shit.
Oh, yeah.
it's like inhabited by these anthropomorphic animals who live mostly in harmony with one another. The only difference is their natural diets, and the show focuses on like how this relationship plays out, all these like small interactions. Like imagine a wolf being friends with a tiny bunny. That's just not naturally supposed to happen, right? So, has anyone here seen Beastars?
No.
No,
But I've
okay,
but
okay,
it
like,
sounded
yeah.
like Zootopia.
Oh,
Mm.
okay. I haven't seen Zootopia actually. So
Really?
like, yeah, no, I haven't.
Dude, you love Nick, man. Nick is like,
Yeah, he's kind of fine, kind of.
yeah.
In a weird.
This podcast is going on Spotify for the world to hear. Here we are talking
Oh,
about
good
how
God.
Oh, God.
Spotify is gonna
There
review
we
this
go.
and they're gonna be like,
Oh
what's
no!
going on here? They're talking about some dude who uses healing powers to get the magic semen and then some furries with
Animal.
different races and political
Disclaimer, we
shit.
are not
What's going on
furries.
with
We're
this
not
episode?
furries.
TOS violation.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. So
Continue.
it's they kind of have to like tiptoe around each other because naturally these two things, they're not supposed to be friends, right? Now imagine if like one of the like a really big bad wolf falls in love with tiny rabbit. How is that going to work? It's just not going to happen. And like it's set in this academy, like this boarding school of like a mix of these students. And one thing that like what I really liked was the reveal of how society at large worked. It addressed this okay. There's one scene where it addresses like, okay, it doesn't actually work. In reality, outside of this school, people do actually eat animals because in school, right, their diets, like their lunches, are all like vegetarian vegan options for these animals. And these like big beasts, the ones who are carnivores essentially, are thought that they're dirty, they're monsters, while these plant eating people, sorry, animals, are the ones who are essentially rule the world. They're seen as like the better species, the ones who can control their hunger, blah blah. And like the worst crime you can commit, it's like a social taboo to even show another animal your fangs. And it gets, I don't know, I'm really bad at words despite being a debater, but I hope like my point gets across where it's like it reminds me of a lot of the race politics in real life. Yeah, that's why I think of it as like really like thought provoking. The part where I mentioned like it doesn't work in real life as much as school life would like them to believe is because in real life they actually do eat animal meat, but that's only found in the black market, and that's why like society at large coexists quite peacefully. But in high school, it's like these are children. How the hell are they gonna get to the black market and this and that? So it's like a bubble of how things would really play out if they really did follow the whole like carnivores have to like follow the vegetarian diet. They have to live peacefully, blah blah. So yeah, that's essentially what Beastars is about.
Interesting.
Okay.
It does
You've
sound
actually
a
made
bit
it
like
sound very
Zootopia,
appealing.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does.
Is it a one season anime or is it like still
It's like
going on? I
it's
think
2 seasons. It's 2 seasons. They've just
it,
finished the manga actually.
like is the anime still going on or like when did it come out or stuff like that?
I think it came out in 2017. Season 2 just concluded, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's a
Ah.
season 3. Yes.
Well, the manga is done. I feel like there's definitely going to be one more, right?
Oh, maybe. I've not looked
If
at
it
it.
does
I'm
well.
only at like I'm just about to finish season 1. So yeah. Okay, so one of the main plots of this relationship is Legoshi. He's this really big bad wolf who's like super badass, super strong, but he kind of like shrinks himself down so that he fits into school. Like he lets himself get pushed around by all these smaller animals, lets himself get bullied and this and that, just because he knows if he snaps, everyone's dead. Because he's this really like cool badass wolf, and he develops like really complicated feelings for this little cute bunny named Haru, who people like vastly underestimate. They think she's super innocent, but she's like not as simple as everyone else thinks she is. It also like explores a lot of things about high school life. Like a lot of these characters, they deal with being misunderstood a lot. Imagine just being a big bad wolf and you're being bullied around. Like how much more misunderstood can you be? And this little bunny who's actually very promiscuous is like seen as super innocent to everybody and all that stuff. It's just really, it's something so simple, but they developed it really really well to a point where at the end of the series, you go on, you start by kind of shipping them together, but at the end you're like, yeah, they're better off apart, but for all the right reasons. It's not really like, oh, they're not meant to be because of the typical reasons, but just because they're good characters on their own. Yeah. That's Beastars.
Very intriguing.
Mhm.
I mean, you make the plot sound actually really nice.
It's really good.
But-
It's so good.
Partly because it's not going to play out in real life.
Yeah. And like the thing is you think that Haru being a rabbit and Legoshi being a wolf would be like one of the worst pairings, and that Haru would be better off like with a fellow vegetarian animal. You know what I mean? But that's not actually the case. Haru's actually in love with a deer, right? Who is
Oh, oh yeah, okay.
None?
We've seen
Oh
that on
Yeah.
no.
TikTok, definitely.
Oh
You've seen
god.
it. Okay, so she's in love with this deer, and you would think that it would work because they both don't like meat. Pure in Beastars, as in like you don't want to interbreed. Like for example, Haru was like caught with another rabbit's boyfriend, and but the thing about that thing is it's very frowned upon because the rabbits that were involved in this scandal are like harlequin rabbits, they're very like these very rare species who like they want to kind of keep their race pure kind of thing. This whole racial purity thing is like really it's like very it's hard to deal with, I think, but Beastars does it quite well. Essentially, Haru can't even be with the person she loves because the person she loves is like this really, how do I say this, special breed of deer who already has a fiance essentially who he has to marry, and they can't end up together. It's like what the plot is trying to tell you, because
That
she
plot
was
sounds
caught.
familiar though.
I don't know. Okay, so the reason why she okay, so this other rabbit, he already has like someone determined, like the family determined someone for him to marry already, right? So he's dating her, but at the same time, he has something on the side going on with Haru, and Haru's been kind of ostracized from society because the girlfriend of that guy is like, oh, look at her, she's spoiling this like perfectly bred couple who are like meant to be together. You're like us, like you'll ruin like the gene pool, blah blah blah. And she's kind of like ostracized from society, and she has this like like Esther from the Scarlet Letter. Essentially, that's Haru. She's been
Yeah,
pushed
so it's
aside.
like
Yeah.
it's like Chika Fujiwara in Kaguya-Sama when she does anything that tries to like annoy Kaguya-Sama, Hanan, do you get my
Yeah.
reference?
Yeah.
So yeah, Haru deals with a lot of slut
Yeah,
shaming.
but in like a more serious way, I guess.
Yeah, that's Beastars. I'm in
Sounds
the midst of
interesting.
yeah. What do you guys think? Would you be like, yeah, it just goes to show that sometimes you gotta look past how the anime is done. Oh, by the way, the animation is really good despite it being animals.
Which studio is it from? Do you remember
I think it's by what studio was it? I know the mangaka is Paru Itagaki. I'm not sure about the publisher. I mean I know it's like one of those Netflix series, but I'm not exactly sure who the original network is.
okay. Yeah.
Oh, is the
Does it
studio
look good?
Orange? It's good. It's really good. Like the first episode, I was like,
Okay.
okay, I'll give this a try. It looks very memey, and I get in, and it's like this whole action scene. It's so freaking good. The color palette, the animation, the style. I think it's by Orange actually. But yeah, Beastars is one of those Orange animes. Oh yeah, okay. Beastars is definitely an anime that I would call like a mature teen drama. So don't watch it if you're younger siblings. Watch it alone. I do recommend that because there are some scenes that you just have to experience alone. With friends, it's fine, but it can get a bit awkward. There are like some no explicit sex scenes, but there are like some implicit ones because it does get quite mature. But yeah, it's kind of like Skins. Yeah, Skins UK. That's a really good non-anime show. Yeah. Erica or Kisho, Rishvan, you guys have any thoughts?
I have no thoughts, but the only thought that I have on my mind is Erica. No, not in that sense. I mean,
Yeah.
Erica, what do you wait?
Nani?
I mean, wait. Okay, wait. Calm down. Okay, Erica. So, like, yeah, what
Okay.
anime have you been enjoying lately? That came out so wrong. Good
Okay,
God.
so it's okay. They will understand. It's fine. I think for me, okay, I just finished the first season of the Promised Neverland. I think a week or two ago. I'm so obsessed with that anime just because I think that I personally am a sucker for things, anything that has to do with that's a bit dark, a bit psychological, and also a bit sci-fi-ish, anything like that. So in terms of my favorite anime genres, so the Promised Neverland season 1 really like kept me hooked. And also I was crying in the last 3 to 4 episodes. If y'all watch the anime, y'all would understand why. I was just bawling in so many tears, so much tears. I don't even know, much tears, just tears. Okay, yeah. So it was really good, and I'm not sure if I want to start season 2 yet, just because I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos on them talking about season 2, and they are saying that season 2 is
Like, they
going to
skipped
be
the whole arc,
completely
right?
anime. Yeah, they're doing like they're going anime original, which can go both ways, because I heard from the manga readers that the manga ended really badly. Like, not a lot of people were very happy with the ending. That's why I'm a bit skeptical to watch it. But now I'm currently watching Bungo Stray Dogs, and I think it's a
Oh my
classic
god.
lah. I don't know.
Stray
I
Dogs
think it is.
so good. I finished watching it. It's
So
amazing.
good.
Yeah.
Can someone please enlighten me?
Okay, so Bungo Stray Dogs, I don't even know how to explain it. I feel like it's not for everyone. Okay.
It's like
It's not for
it has a
everyone.
plot, but it doesn't really, like, I don't know, like, how do you
Exactly.
What in the name
It's
of hell?
Yeah, it's like
it's
really,
I
I don't know.
feel yeah, it's very I don't even know how to explain it. It's like I would say it's like a mystery anime, like a crime mystery anime with magical elements
Fantasy and
to it.
investigation, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has to do with detectives and agencies, and it's also about like a pursuit of power, I would feel. But
Yeah.
it's at the same time it's like very funny. Like it can be a
Sometimes too lighthearted.
it's
Sometimes
like
I'm like,
it's like an indie song.
yeah.
It's
That's a
sometimes
good way
so
to put
dark
it.
because it's
Yeah.
Oh
very
yes.
yeah, it's very bloody, but it can be very light-hearted at the same time, which is why I think I like it so much, because it has a few genres together. I would say that it's like a indie song. Indie songs don't really have a specific genre to it, so it's like an
Sometimes you don't
indie
even know
song.
what's an indie song, to be honest.
Exactly. So it's like an indie film or indie song. That's exactly how Bungo Stray Dogs is like an anime. It's neither here neither there, but it works. It really, really works, because the dynamics and the pacing of the show, I think, is done very, very well. And also, I personally, I think out of all the anime I've watched, Bungo Stray Dogs art style is the one that appeals to me the most. The color palette of the anime is very striking, and the way that the characters are drawn, okay, besides them looking very attractive, okay, I think it's very clean. The work is very, very clean.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Who
that's
do
the
you
reason
sim
we
for,
call this
Erica?
segment Weeb Talk.
Oh my god, who do I sim for? And I don't know. I'm leaning between like Chuya and
Oh.
Kunikida.
Oh my god,
Oh,
Chuya!
Chuya. Yes,
But I'm
yeah,
not
Short
sure.
King.
But I also have this huge thing for Kunikida. I feel like he's
Mm.
so underrated. And low-key kind of okay, warning
Sister
people.
thing is,
Yeah, the sister thing
the
is
sister thing is just too much.
This is like the biggest expose on Erica's true weeb self. She's doing it all live, for God's sake, people.
Tanizaki has a siscon. So yeah, that's all you need
Yeah.
to know about him.
No,
But
But
I think
actually, his
the-
sister has a brother con. I don't think he
yeah,
has a siscon.
it's a sister.
His sister. Yeah.
But I think the reason why they made him that way is actually based off an actual person.
Oh yeah, they're all based off like Japanese
they're all based on
literary
real
figures.
people.
Yeah. So yeah, but I think that Bungo Stray Dogs is okay. Don't watch it with your younger siblings. Also,
Yeah,
actually,
don't.
it depends.
Why?
But
Yeah,
it depends.
chill, right?
It
Yeah, because
depends.
it's actually quite lighthearted, but it's also
Mm.
kind of like, why is this so lighthearted?
Oh man.
Exactly.
Okay, wait, Erica, where are you now? Have you finished it?
No, season 2. I think closing. I'm ending season 2 soon, so it's the part
Okay.
where not gonna say any spoilers, but yeah, it's end of season 2. It's actually a really good anime. I would really suggest, like, if you're not really into a specific kind of genre and you want to mix between really good action scenes with really clean animation, as well as a good amount of comedy, I would say that Bungo Stray Dogs is a really good anime to watch. But I feel like you have to have a sense of maturity when you watch it, because it touches on some I don't think it's the healthiest of animes to watch, to be honest, because
Yeah.
it low-key glorifies suicidal thoughts because of Dazai. I think
Yeah.
that I love Dazai, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's for everybody in that sense. Yeah.
Oh yes.
it's
Massive trigger
scary.
warning for people who want to watch BSD.
Mm.
Dazai, the main character, like talks about suicide a lot. So brace
Like a lot.
yourself. But in like a very
Mm.
light-hearted way. Yeah.
Yeah, which I think is a problem if, like, for people, not everybody can accept like the glorification of wanting to kill yourself all the time. Like,
Yeah.
it's very dark humor in that sense, I feel lah.
In a way, it only really appeals to a niche. But the plot sounds very interesting nonetheless.
Oh, the plot is very interesting. I would say the animation and the plot is top notch to me. It's
It's
really good.
actually, right, not as niche as you think. It's like one of those mainstream, really good animes nowadays. It's quite mainstream.
Exactly, right? But it
Yeah.
sounds very niche when you put it into I don't know. I honestly don't know. But yeah, currently Bungo Stray Dogs. And I think Promised Neverland has really good art style too. I personally feel. Yeah. But I don't know. It's not like the first episode was really good, but I don't for me it stuck with me because I really like the genre and I just bonded with the characters a lot because Emma, the main character, has the same personality type with me as well. So like I don't know lah. Maybe it's because of that too. Haha, biases.
You
Oh
always go with the
wait,
character that's most relatable.
one more. If you guys like openings, anime openings, I really suggest that these two animes are really really good. They have really really good openings. Like the Promised Neverland's opening is really. If you like that sort of like J rock style of music, you have to listen to the opening for Promised Neverland. And if you like
I'll get to it.
yeah. And if you like Bungo Stray Dogs season 1 has a really good J-rock opening too. So if y'all like openings, y'all should definitely check those two songs out. Just saying, yeah.
Right, Hanan, before we talk about your like insane list of animes that you would recommend, I have one that that is incredibly underrated, but I feel like it's really really good, but it's also very very like sensitive, I guess. I think you must have heard of this by now, but Wonder Egg Priority. Does anyone know that?
No, I don't think so.
I haven't heard of that.
Mm.
Oh wow, okay. So it's done by Cloverworks, which is one of like the you remember Demon Slayer had this studio called UFO Table, and you know that they had like that gorgeous like style animation style that everyone was praising them for. Yeah, so Cloverworks has that same animation style. So it looks incredible. It looks amazing, but the thing is, the plot of it is like incredibly dark, and it would trigger a lot of people because literally, like, this is not a spoiler, this is literally the main plot of it. Wonder Egg Priority is about this girl called Ai Otto, which is like, what do you call those people with like two different color eyes? Does anyone know the term?
Heterochromia?
Yes, heterochromia, yes. So Ai Otto is actually a Japanese wordplay for the word heterochromia. So that's just like a character trait of her. She has like two different color eyes, like yellow and blue. But then like she lost a friend to suicide, and like when she goes to sleep, she enters like this dream state world where she has this egg, and then she has to break the egg, and then when she breaks that egg, a person will come out of an egg, like an actual human being will come out of that egg, and that human being is actually a person who's also committed suicide before, and then in that dream they are reliving the nightmare that caused this person to commit suicide. So let's say like there was this one episode where this girl had this very abusive gym teacher that drove her to commit suicide. So the boss that I is fighting in that dream is that gym teacher, but she's like a monster, you know? She's not a human, she's a monster. And like the goal is like for these people to keep these people alive. Like I has to fight them, and like they have weapons and stuff, and then they have to keep these people alive. And then after that entire day of battling, and once they're like at the very end, when they're still alive, at the very end of the day, they also disappear into thin air, and then they wake up from their dream. And like any injuries that they sustain inside the dream, they get it in real life. Like if you get hurt, like if you hurt your arm, then you hurt your arm in real life and stuff like that. But you can't die in the dream. You can just sustain major injuries. So that's kind of like the plot. And the main reason why they are saving these people through there's like this egg purchasing system where you have to go to like these two weird guys, and they'll provide you the egg, and then like every day you have to go and break the eggs and then save more people. And like when you save enough people in your dream world, like in Ai's dream world, she has a statue of a friend which committed suicide, and every time you save one person, that statue will get more warmer, and the hope is that like when she saves enough people, she can bring her friend back to life. And it's not just I. Currently, there's already like 5 episodes, and it's still airing weekly. And like every episode, there's like a new character introduced, which also has the same thing. They're doing the same, like breaking the egg process, just to try and get this lost loved one back alive. And they all died from suicide. The entire show is about suicide, and literally people dying from suicide. And every one of the people inside the eggs are also like they died from suicide as well. It's incredibly dark, but the anime is incredibly well done. Like it touches that suicide aspect. I know it can be like really triggering for some people, but they do try and spin it a bit comedically as well. Like there's this one episode where there's like these like those K-pop stands. So like these two girls who are like J-pop stands, and then when that J-pop singer committed suicide, both of these girls also went and committed suicide. And that's like, yeah, they're like J-pop stands in her dream world as well, and stuff like that. And yeah, that's how the story goes, I guess. It's actually really good, even though it might be triggering for a lot of people. It's really good. It's dark and it's good.
So
Sounds
far,
interesting.
right? Yeah, all the animes we've talked about have been like really mature animes. Like Erica's dealt with suicide. Yours deals with depression and suicide as well. Mine was like about bullying. And it goes to show, like, people outside the anime world, they may have this view that anime is just cartoons and it's,
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah,
And
man.
dark.
And
I
then they
hate
watch
it.
Uncultured
Riverdale.
swines.
Yeah, I hate it when people say that anime is for kids or anime is just a cartoon, but it's not. It has
Considering most of
layers.
the animes we recommended are like,
Really dark,
mature ones.
political, mature
Mm.
Don't show it to your
Incredibly
kids.
mature.
It's definitely not just a cartoon.
Wonder Egg Priority is an anime that I will definitely recommend. The animation is top notch and the story is incredibly dark, but it's so good. And all of the fight scenes are incredible. It's like a must watch.
Mm.
I feel like it's only gonna air like the first season for now. Like it's still airing as we are recording this right now. For those of you who don't know, today is the 7th of February 2021. Like it's still airing, and it's really good. I recommend definitely 100% go and watch it. Okay, Hanan, let's move on to yours. What's your pick?
Okay. Disclaimer, since everyone gave such good suggestions, I'm just gonna dumb it down. Wait, what's the question? What kind of anime are we talking about?
Wait, everyone gave such good suggestions. My first suggestion was redo of Healer.
Okay, not that. We're
You
gonna
had a second
exclude
go.
that. I already deleted that from my brain, Kishore. Don't remind me.
Okay.
Yeah. You guys gave quite mature suggestions. I was thinking more like fun ones.
Okay, yeah,
Very
sure.
dark. Are we talking about like what we want to watch? What we're watching?
Yeah, what you're currently watching, I guess, or what you would like to watch.
I guess right now I'm actually watching Black Clover. I finished Kaguya-Sama, and I also just finished Cells at Work, the second season. It's still airing though. So
Is it
they're
good?
all pretty-
Is Cells at Work
Yeah.
good?
Cells
Cells
at
at
Work
Work
is
is
really
so good.
lighthearted. It's lighthearted and it's
So
really
good,
cute.
Yeah.
My
Oh.
brother says it's
Bad though,
really
because I'm
good.
anemic. It makes me feel bad for my body.
Oh God.
It's
Yeah,
those
you got
educational
hemoglobin
sort of.
senpai.
Yeah,
those
it's
and
like Dr.
educational,
Stone,
right?
but less plot. But some of the ones I want to watch are like, besides Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titan, finishing those, I really want to watch Horimiya and
Oh,
Skate
dude,
Infinity.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Even I
really
want to
want
watch
to.
Horimiya,
Dude,
but I
I've
don't know
been-
what is it
the
about.
manga?
Does anyone know?
Oh shit, it's so good.
I've been seeing this guy on my TikTok jump
know,
over
oh
the
my
fence.
God.
I'm simping
so many
for
times.
that.
Don't get me
Oh my
started.
God. Oh man, I watched I read the manga like since years ago. I'm so happy he's being animated.
Right? Oh my God. I'm really excited about it. And Skate
What is it
Infinity.
about actually? Can someone give me a plot? Like Myra, could you like just explain a bit?
It's
Like what is it
essentially
about?
a shoujo. I think the main attraction is Miyamura and the relationships he like eventually. You
Oh,
guys,
so it's
you
just
guys
like
don't
a
know what it's
basic love
about,
plot.
is it? You guys don't really know what it's
No.
about, right? Okay.
Hanan, do you
So-
know?
Yeah, do you know?
About what? Which one?
Horimiya. Are you familiar with the plot yet?
Not really. I wanted to read the manga though.
Oh man, the manga is so sweet.
I just know
Okay,
that it's really cute.
yeah, it's super cute. You're right. It's a shoujo anime essentially. So like I think the main appeal is Miyamura himself. He's like in school. He's this super he's notorious for being such a loner, like long hair. And if you guys are familiar with like the Japanese school culture, they emphasize a lot on like fitting in. So
Yeah.
he's basically a misfit, is he? Long hair,
Ah.
which is like has no place in school. Always
You know
wears
who he
like
reminds me of?
who
What's his name from Kaguya-Sama? The accountant?
Ishigami.
yeah, yeah.
That guy is such a mood. Yeah. Ishigami you. Oh shit, that's my favorite character from Kaguya-Sama. He's really a mood. Like he expresses everyone's loneliness.
Oh my god.
Kaguya-Sama is good. Okay, never
crucify
mind. Continue.
me. Yeah, don't crucify me, but I have not seen Kaguya-Sama.
Same,
Oh
bro.
my
I haven't.
These people deserve to get shot in the street.
No,
Oh my
God.
I've seen the
god.
first 2 episodes. It's really good.
Oh,
It
is
is
it?
really good. It takes comedy to it. I thought Mob Psycho was like the best comedic anime until I saw Kaguya-Sama and I rewatched it 3
They're
times.
both so
I
good.
rewatched
Okay.
Kaguya-Sama 3 times.
Both Kaguya-sama and Mob Psycho are just amazing. God tier.
Yeah, but Kaguya-Sama is just, it's 10 out of 10 for me. It's too good. It's so funny. Okay, we're straying off topic here. Let's get back to Horimiya
Wait,
before
I
we
gotta
start
like
preaching about another religion.
I gotta make a list of like how many animes to watch tonight. There are a lot of good recommendations.
Oh god.
We'll list it in the
Well, that is
description
true.
for everyone's
Our listeners
reference.
are
Okay,
yeah,
but
true.
Hanan's taste, chef's kiss, Miyamura
Thank
from
you.
Horimiya is amazing. Okay, so the appeal of the myth about Miyamura that makes him so appealing is that in school he's this super nerdy loner guy, long hair, long sleeves all the time, like literally does not change. So, but outside of school, he's this like really really attractive punk kid. Like he ties his hair back to reveal like all sorts of piercings on his ears. He wears long sleeves just to hide his tattoos, and like it's like the essentially like the duality of man is Miyamura. In school, he's this really big nerd. Outside, he's this super cool like tattooed, pierced guy. So yeah, and when he meets Hori, this girl, you see him kind of open up to the rest of the school, and you'll see like how everyone around him kind of sees him as more than just this nerd as they get to know him even better. They're all like kind of shell shocked by how like, oh, this like nerdy kid who everyone is creeped out by is this super attractive guy with tattoos and piercings. So yeah.
I like him either way, to be honest. So
Oh my god, yes.
I think I might watch it, but I think I will watch Kaguya before I watch
please do.
Horimiya.
It's so good.
Okay,
Because,
so let's just talk
yeah.
about Kaguya-Sama for a bit. This anime is so good, like incredible.
We've talked about it
explain
before.
the plot. Yeah, Hanan, I'll let Hanan do the explaining this time because if I do it, I'll just simp away Ishigami and Shirogane, and Hayasaka. Oh, good. I'm getting started. Hanan, I have to mute myself.
Okay, so basically, Kaguya-sama Love is War. It's kind of in the title. It's basically about Shirogane and Shinomiya, aka Kaguya, who they like each other. They really do like each other. It's basically love. And Shinomiya is vice president, and Shirogane is the president of their school council. And it's this like really high level, like fancy school. And they're very good students, and basically throughout their like term, I guess, as the student council, they're just trying to get each other to confess. That's it. They're just like trying to get each other to confess. So every episode, there's gonna be something that happens, and then in the end they'll say like who wins and who loses or whatever.
The funniest thing about this anime isn't even like, no, it is the characters, it is the writing, but I think by far the most credit goes to like the best narrator in any show's history has to go to Kaguya-sama's narrator because it's so ridiculous, the shit that he does, like the way that he narrates it. Like I can explain one scene where, because okay, and this is another thing about Kaguya-Sama, where the episodes aren't really episodes; they're actually divided into skits. Am I right, Hanan? Is that a
Yep.
good way of explaining it?
Yeah.
So it's like, so there's like different skits that normally there's like 3 or 4 different skits inside that one episode, but they're all related to each other. So what will happen is at the end of each skit, it's either Shirogane will win or Kaguya will win, and then the narrator will say that in like a really deep tone, cool voice. It's kind of like a really funny character, and I can attest to like one of the funniest episodes that sparked the most amount of memes was the one where Shirogane and Kaguya were studying for the finals test, but in front of everyone they were acting like it's no big deal. But then the narrator was like, yeah, the narrator was like, he's lying, and then after they would go to like this entire, yeah, like this entire action scene of how stressful Shirogane is and shit like that, and then after Kaguya would be like acting so lovey-dovey in front of Shirogane, and be like, oh Kaicho, you're so good and shit like that, and then I was like, oh wow, you don't care too much about studies, and then after suddenly the narrator would be like, she's lying, and then after he'll be like, this woman, she will cry tears of blood if she's blah 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 like that. It's so ridiculously funny. Good God, man. Credits to the narrator.
And
It's
all the
really
characters
good.
are really cute. Honestly, all the characters are really cute.
It's the first anime where I've actually had a waifu. You know, I've never, even in ReZero, I don't have a waifu. Hayasaka.
Chika?
Oh no,
Kaguya's
you
assistant.
lie, you lie. Who is your
I've-
profile
no.
picture?
No, that's Emilia. That's different. That's not a waifu. That's
she's
Natsuki's
different,
waifu.
huh?
Oh no.
Oh my god.
I'm cheating on fictional characters. What's going on?
It's okay.
Have you told Amelia yet what she is to you?
Oh my god, this is ridiculous. This is actually ridiculous. This is actually degenerate territory here. Oh my
Oh
god.
no.
Oh my god.
You fell into that
Degeneracy.
rabbit hole.
I fell into that. Yeah, they got me. They got me with this one. Damn it, Erica. Oh my god. And you, Myrra. Okay. Well played. Well played. What Erica wins, Myrra wins, as the Kaguya-Sama narrator would say. It's so funny. It's actually incredibly funny. Like, it's the funniest anime I've ever watched before. That says a lot from a person who likes to watch comedy. It's even better than so many other like in real life comedies.
Oh, because I feel like I've always, I don't know, I've never been super drawn to like comedy animes. The only one that I think I quite enjoy was One Punch Man. Yeah. I think like I don't know, like Hanan, can you besides Kaguya-Sama, can you like recommend any other good comedy animes that you think are what? Because I tried watching Konosuba, but it didn't work for me because I didn't know where the plot was sort of going. I just think Megumin is pretty cute, you know. Megumin's everybody's waifu, but like I do you have like any comedy recommendations?
Yes. Disastrous Life of Saiki K.
Oh, dude, this guy, I've heard a lot about him also.
So good. Chef's kiss. Amazing. I love him.
Explain.
You want to tell me what the plot is about?
Hanan, explain.
I really don't know
Please
if there
do.
is.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's basically just about Saiki, who is a psychic. So he's really powerful. Like, he can do anything. And basically, if I'm not wrong, like, to show you guys, like, to explain how far his powers go, basically he was technically born a female, but since he kind of knew that like females don't get like treated equally, he basically changed his own male, his own gender to
Shit.
male.
Oh shit.
That's how strong he is. He literally can do so much.
Whoa.
And it's basically just about him like trying to live life. He doesn't like people, he doesn't like socializing, but of course he has like his schoolmates are kind of fucking weird. It's just really amusing. He's also obsessed with coffee.
Nendo is really funny.
Yeah, butt chin boy.
Yeah, that guy.
It's really funny. It's really lighthearted.
What's the name of the anime again?
Saiki K, I think. The Disastrous Life.
Saiki K.
Saiki K?
Yeah.
Saiki
Is
K.
it
The boy
Ike,
with pink hair, I think. The boy with pink hair and like the
Yes, the
something.
little balls on his head. pink balls, not yeah.
Okay, so Saiki K.
Yes.
I have
Have
a
you seen Mob
recommendation.
Psycho?
I haven't seen Mob Psycho yet. I haven't.
Mob Psycho is so good. Like it's one of my favorites. It's so good.
But I think I'll plan to watch it just because I loved One Punch Man a lot.
I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna be like a hot take, but Mob Psycho is slightly better than One Punch Man.
Then One Punch Man. No, it's
Ooh.
not a hot take. Even I agree with you. It's widely appreciated as
Oh
more
God.
better because it has character development. That's the one thing that One Punch
Ah.
Man doesn't have. It doesn't have character development. You know Saitama is gonna one-hit kill everything.
But
And
it's so
there's
funny, that's
nothing
the
more to
point.
him. Yeah,
Dude,
but imagine actually having that Saitama strength with character development. That's Mob Psycho.
Oh, I see. Because I have like a Saitama,
That's why
like a
people
One
like
Punch
it.
Man poster on my wall. So that's why I'm quite like curious to know what Mob Psycho, like how people like, compare, Mob Psycho and One Punch Man. But yes, I shall put Mob Psycho in my list right after I finish ReZero during Chinese New Year. Okay?
Mob Psycho just has like a deeper plot in a sense.
Yes.
One
Yeah.
Punch Man is kind of it's just that, but it's still really good. I love One Punch Man. It's just that the plot isn't as like refined. as Mob
No, I think there's actually a really good explanation to this. So what happened was like when One Punch Man came out, right? The reason why everyone thought that it was so funny and so revolutionizing was because it didn't stick to the general trope of literally anything that has to do with superheroes. It wasn't like this person got struck by a meteor and then he gained this type of power and then like there's all these massive fight scenes and shit like that. The plot is just so simple. He just one hits everything and then he tries and finds like enjoyment in life in battling. I guess that's why, because it was different, that's why people liked it. But then after that concept was solidified and then there's a season 2 and people already know what to expect, One Punch Man was better off just being like a one season anime because you can't make deeper characters. The only thing that you can do is add characters. I've talked about this before, I think, with Rishwan or in one of the episodes of Weeb Talk, I actually talked about this. Like the problem with One Punch Man is that it doesn't get deeper. You can only keep on adding characters, which they are smart. They're actually doing with all the Hero Academy shit and stuff like that. So that's the difference between One Punch Man and Mob Psycho. Mob Psycho actually like just like a general rundown. It's basically this kid who has psychic powers on the level of Saitama. Like Saitama is physical strength. Mob, the guy, his name is Mob. His is like psychic strength, but his physical strength is like weak as shit. He can't even punch someone, but his psychic strength is insanely good. But the thing that's funny is not him. It's actually Reigen Arataka, his psychic mentor, because that dude is actually just a fraud and he doesn't have any psychic powers at all. And Mob's being tricked by him. And Reigen is basically using Mob to exercise people. But it's actually so funny. The reason why Mob Psycho is funny is because of Reigen. Like they over animate the shit out of the scenes. Like you know how like these traditional Japanese or like traditional Asian culture, you throw salt at ghosts. Like there's this entire fully animated scene with these giant words popping out and the narrator speaking in like a very actiony language when Reigen is just trying to throw some salt at a random ghost, It's so dumb. Yeah. There's literally an entire scene where he uses Photoshop on his computer and they animate it and then it's like hiya, and then he presses the enter button and then they like repeat the pressing of the enter button like 3 times, like boom 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 like that. Just because he was trying to like exercise a picture of a ghost, like he just photoshopped the picture of the ghost out of the picture of the couple, the one that had the ghost behind. It's so ridiculous. I guess that's
I just realized something. Saiki K is kind of a mix of One Punch Man and Mob Psycho.
Oh, okay.
Like Saiki has powers of Mob, except on a whole nother level. But the comedic level is like One Punch Man. Like it's kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It's just that there's no like really deep plot or anything. But yeah, it's kind of like a mix. I'm just realizing that.
I see.
Myrra, do you have any thoughts about any of the stuff that we talked about so far?
No thoughts. No thoughts. Head empty. The meme.
Kaguya-Sama and Mob Psycho. Have you watched any of them? Kaguya-Sama or Mob Psycho or
Not
Saiki?
yet. But I really want to watch Kaguya-Sama now. I'm a sucker for like what Kaguya-Sama is.
It's
Essentially.
really good. Yeah.
Oh, Saiki is really
There's
good though. I
an
mean, it's really funny. Yeah. So yeah. I have not seen Mob Psycho, and neither have I seen One
Dude,
Punch Man. So yeah.
Hanan's just simping now.
he set my soul and left butt cheek for Mob. Okay, I would risk
Oh my god. No. Oh my good god.
I would do that for Killua, Mob, Shina. Like they can have my 2 lungs. I'm okay with it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. To build off on like what Kishore said about how you can't really develop characters, like there's a ceiling for it, right? And you can only add characters. So what do
Yeah.
you think about animes that have dragged on for God knows how long, like One Piece?
One Piece.
Yeah, because it just I don't know, it just seems so irrelevant. Like people drop the show for a reason because it gets too irrelevant at a certain point. Like you don't know what the hell they're even talking about anymore. No story goes on for that long, and if it does, it could probably only be re-zero with the amount of times that Natsuki Subaru can time loop, I guess. But other than that, I don't see why a story could go on for that long. It's not like you have that deep of a plot.
But surely it's the same with any series, right? If you repeat the same formula over and over, it's gonna get boring.
Exactly.
Mm.
Which is why there's like a certain limit to like certain types of series and stories. Like my personal opinion, I feel like One Punch Man should have been a 1-season anime. Like they should have the entire
I
plot
feel
laid
that
out,
too.
then end. Yeah, that's just my opinion. Well, with that being said, thank you, Myra, and thank you, Erica, for coming on. We've given the listeners a shit ton of anime, especially Hanan. Also, you've recommended quite a lot and simped quite a lot this episode, along with Myra and Erica, of course. That being said, thank you all so much for listening to this episode of the Tondel Tidlu podcast. If you have any other recommendations for any episodes, do personally message us about it. If you like this episode, do share it. Of course, I know you are legally obligated to like this episode. Trust me. Any weeb out there that doesn't like this episode, we literally went from Kaguya-Sama to Bungo Stray Dogs to redo of Healer. It's like the entire spectrum. I don't know what more can we give you. Okay. So
It
with
must
that
be
being
one of the
said,
most
thank you all
varied
so
episodes
much.
ever.
Yeah, we catered to furries
Yeah.
too.
With furries
God.
too.
You know, quietly.
We gotta add the hashtag furries at the end.
Oh dear God. Thanks for having me,
So with
guys.
that being said, yeah, sure. So with that being said, thank you and goodbye. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.